Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Ask Mitra info session. My name is Christoph, and today I would like to talk a little bit about university rankings in Germany. So you all know probably about the university rankings that rank universities around the globe. The most important ones are the Shanghai Jiaoding University ranking. Then there is the THE Times Higher Education University ranking and the QS World University ranking. These are the most important ones for universities around the world. You probably also know quite a few of the universities that are ranked well in these rankings. For Germany, you also have rankings, country-specific rankings, so to say. The most popular and important ones are the CHE ranking by the Center for Higher Education Development, and the other one is by the economic magazine Wirtschaftswoche. In general, I think you have to be really careful about university rankings because they are not as objective as you might think they are. The selection of criteria is very important where a university performs really well. So it's not that a university that ranks well in one ranking necessarily also ranks well in another ranking that selects different criteria. Another problem is that there's not so much differentiation between individual departments and subjects. So that means, for example, if you study economics and your university really performs well in this subject, it doesn't necessarily mean that in other subjects it's also really good. So that's also a difficulty of university rankings. And then it's also a one-sided perspective, but because the question is always also whom do you ask? Is it about the opinion of employers? Is it about the opinion of students? Is it about the opinion of researchers? What criteria are selected? Is it about research performance like scientific publications and so on, which gives a totally different impression than, for example, if a university ranking is according to teaching and how students like the way subjects are taught at the university. So that makes it very difficult, and you have to be very careful when you have a look at rankings and see like, okay, what are actually the criteria that they have a look at before you believe everything that they're telling you. So now let's have a look at the most important German university ranking, which is the CHE Hochschulranking for Germany. As I said, it's the Center for Higher Education Development in Germany that performs this, takes through the ranking every year. But not every year all the subjects are evaluated. So it's kind of like every year a different set of subjects is taken into consideration. Who takes part or took part last year? Around 140 universities and 250 universities of applied sciences. And they asked about 150,000 students and 9,000 lecturers. So it gives like a broad picture from the side of the students as well as from the lecturers themselves. For whom is the university ranking? It's aiming at all those who want to start studying in Germany but don't know where, so that they get a better impression of which are the good universities in my subject. And also for students who wish to transfer from one university to another one. So it's not actually aiming at international students, but students in general from Germany and elsewhere. The method is, it's not an overall ranking, but it's a detailed analysis. There are different areas which are considered, and it's a subject specialization. So it looks at economics, mathematics, biology, and so on. So the different subjects are ranked against each other at different universities. The ranking is not an absolute ranking in the sense of like, okay, this university ranks first, second, third, but it's ranking in top, middle, and bottom groups. So there's top performing universities, mediocre performing universities, and not so well performing universities. And the different criteria are ranked in these different categories. So you might have a university that ranks really well in publications, but doesn't rank, a subject, not a university, ranks really well in, for example, publications, but not in different aspects of what is considered part of the ranking. So there's a diversity of methods with subjective assessments and objective criteria, and it makes the whole ranking quite reasonable ranking you can probably really rely well on. The ranked areas are job market and career orientation, equipment, research, international orientation, result of study, town and university, students, academic studies and teaching. So as you can see, there is a variety of different areas that are ranked and evaluated. So this is the actual website that you can have a look at. In the top part, you can see there's the link. It's ranking.zeit.de/che/de. At the beginning, it's put to German language, but here you can switch to the English language version. Then you don't look for universities, but you say like, okay, which is the subject I'm interested in and what kind of degree am I interested in? So your field of study, you choose the type of university and study program, bachelor's, master's, and so on. And then you get the ranking, for example, in this case, for computer science, for universities of applied sciences, for a master. That was the selection in this specific result case here. Here you can sort the universities according to their ranking for a specific criteria. The selected criteria are shown here. So you have the number of master degree students, the overall study situation, the support in studies, international orientation, and graduation in appropriate time in percentage. So that is what is evaluated here in this case. You can change the criteria according to your preferences. Then on the top, you can see already these little dots. These are the actual groups where the university is grouped in. So you have green for top group, you have yellow for middle group, and you have blue for bottom group. And then there are also certain universities that are not grouped at all in this particular ranking. And here you can mark the universities you're interested in and compare them to each other. So if you get a better idea, you say like, okay, this seems to be a top performing university, and you select 2-3 others, you can directly compare them to each other and see like, okay, how are they performing if you rank them against each other. A good ranking for a university doesn't necessarily mean that it represents all the different fields of study, so you have to be really careful about that. And what is also very important, and I think that's very crucial when you select your university, also consider factors that are not necessarily put into a ranking. Like, for example, do I want to study in a big or a small city? What is the cost of living in a region or in a city? How is the infrastructure? How is, for example, also the collaboration with the industry if you're looking for a job afterwards? Does the university also collaborate with the industry? What is the size of the university? For example, there are very small universities with only a few hundred students, and then you have big universities with several thousand students. So it all depends on what your preferences are. There are other important things that are really crucial as well as, for example, the content of your study. I think that's probably the most important part, that where you have a look and see like, okay, the content, the courses that I'm doing in this program, is that actually what I want to do? And I think that's what you have to decide. And I think overall in Germany, the quality of education is quite high. And the philosophy in general in the higher education system is that universities are equally well equipped to give you a good education. So I think there are many other criteria that you should have a look at when you select the university. That's it from my side for today. If you have any questions or any feedback, you can always write us an email, leave us a comment on social media. Please also do follow us on our social media channels. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and so on. And yeah, I hope you tune in for our next session, which will be coming up pretty soon.